I'm passionate about American Heart Association because at 9 years old, I lost my father to a sudden heart attack, and I wanted to do something to benefit the association, the American Heart Association, that I knew was doing everything it could to fight heart disease, raising funds for research and so on. At the time that I first became involved, in about 2003, 2004, I did not realize that 3 years later, in 2007, I would become a survivor of heart disease. It made me grateful to the American Heart Association again for all that they've done for research. And at this point, I will continue as a passionate volunteer with Heart Association as long as I possibly can, because my new motto is I want to stay ahead of the research curve. I want to be someone who benefits from all of what American Heart Association does. It's an amazing organization. In 2007, I was involved in a running group and had a knee surgery and had to stop running for a few months. Was just getting back running, and was also scheduled for my yearly nuclear stress test because I was being followed by a cardiologist. And that year during my stress test, I had said I was having a little trouble keeping up with some of the runners, but I thought I was out of shape. They suddenly told me during the stress test, no, it's not only that, Linda, you need to have a stent. So I had a stent successfully implanted, and I've been good since 2007. I can't say enough about knowing your family history. It's made all the difference in my life. It's just been so important. And there are so many types of heart disease, and some are unavoidable. There's little that you can do regarding prevention. The type heart disease I happen to have, which is that my body tends to accumulate an enormous amount of plaque in my arteries, is something that can be discovered through testing, through heart scans, through lipid tests, all kinds of things. If that's the type heart disease that is prevalent in your family, or that you've had a close family member die from, as my father did, then you can be checked. If you're fortunate enough, as my daughter was, to have no plaque in her arteries, that's wonderful. If you're unfortunate, as my son, who is a year younger than his sister, he happens to have inherited what I have. He has an awful lot of plaque in his arteries, so he is being treated aggressively around that, and hopefully can avoid maybe even a stent. So when I talk to other women or groups of people, whatever it might be, I just emphasize, know what your parents, grandparents, family members died of, and if it's been heart disease, then try to discern what type heart disease.